face Mali and CAR, that's the Central African Republic, in crucial 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying matches in the coming month. And to help us dissect this 26-man list and all the stories going on around and all that, we have our man, our in-house sports expert. He is here with us, Niakwe, the sportscaster. Anyami, good morning again.
Good morning, Jerry.
The list is out.
Yep, the list is out.
So for those of you in this fraternity, this sports fraternity, what is the excitement or what is the feeling like anytime the coach is about to come up with a list? What does it feel like for you people, those of you in the sports fraternity?
Well, obviously, Jerry, there was a lot of anticipation and the build-up to this list because obviously you look at Ghana's position on the qualifying log and
Who are we?
We are fourth. We are currently fourth.
How many teams are in the
6 teams in the group. Only one will qualify. So we are currently fourth. So it was
after 2 matches.
After 2 matches so far, yeah. So it was a very precarious position for us. And then we felt that in the previous matches we didn't have our best players available. So everybody was looking forward to this particular squad because the next 2 matches are obviously the decisive matches.
Must wins.
They are must wins. We are going away to Bamako. Mali is probably the strongest opponent in the group. And then, of course, we went to Comoros and we lost 1-0 to in Moroni. So it was a squad that everybody wanted to know about. There's a new coach on board. What are his tactics? What system is he going to deploy? We know the spine of the Black Stars hasn't been in good shape for some time. We haven't had a full complement of the likes of Thomas Partey, who has been injured for an extended period, Daniel Kofitre and the rest. So everybody was looking forward to seeing what Coach Otuado was going to piece together. And then, obviously, there were some omissions. We had a hint.
Okay, so
we had a hint there were going to be some omissions. We will get into that shortly. But you look at the 26-man squad, and it's very strong. It's very strong.
Your goalkeepers.
So for our goalkeepers, we have Lawrence Atisiki, who plays in St. Gallen in Switzerland. He's been the top goalkeeper there last season. He was the goalkeeper of the season there. We have Jojo Wollacott, who missed the World Cup due to a finger injury, but he's back on form. He plays with Hibernian FC in Scotland. And then we have Frederick Asari, who incidentally is the only local-based player to be called up. He plays for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So,
okay, of these 3, who is doing well in their respective clubs? Who is the first on the list every time for their respective clubs? I don't want bench goalkeepers. Of these 3.
So of these 3, obviously, Lawrence Atisiki, like I mentioned, for St. Gallen.
He's St. Gallen's number 1 goalkeeper.
He's number 1. Okay. Jojo Wollacott, also number 1 for his team. And then in Hibernian in Scotland. And then Frederick Asari, who's been outstanding for Kotoko this season.
So then, of these 3, if they are all number 1s in their respective clubs, what goes into the coach choosing which one for these Mali and CAR matches?
Obviously, that should boil down to the system of play that he wants to implement. If you want a ball-playing goalkeeper, you have a choice. If you want a shot stopper, you have a choice. But for a ball-playing goalkeeper, football has modernized, it's evolved, and every team likes to play out from the back. So you want a goalkeeper who's good with his both feet. He's good with saves as well. And then we look at that, and I think based on these yardsticks, we are going to go with Lawrence Atisiki as our number 1. Jojo Wollacott has played for the Black Stars before. He's an excellent shot stopper. And Frederick Asari, I don't know if he has the mental fortitude for big occasions like this, because a goalkeeper's error can cost the team.
Of course.
So it's a crucial department that people overlook. But I look at the selection of Otuado, and these are the 3 best. We don't have an outstanding world-class goalkeeper. Let me be fair. In all respects.
I thought Ghana has a goalkeeper in West Ham. There's a Ghanaian goalkeeper. He's a reserve goalkeeper or something.
I mean, yes, we have. Actually, we have over 11 goalkeepers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all across Europe. So when it comes to picking a goalkeeper for your senior national team, this is not the Meteors, it's not the Satellites, it's not the Starlets, it's not the local based. So you have to go for your very best. And Atisiki looks like he's our best. You know, we don't have a standout goalkeeper like we had Olele Kingston. head and shoulders above everybody. We had Samir J some time back. We've had great goalkeepers in the past, but you look now and the scene is probably very, very even. I think Atizigi tips it for me because of his ball playing abilities.
Yeah.
Yes, but Frederick Asari deserves to be there. We don't know what will happen. We don't know who might be reserved, but you need a certain quality to go into these kind of games. It's a World Cup qualifier.
In Mali.
In Bamako, is going to be wild. They are physical, they are rugged, they are tough. It's a very difficult place to go. I don't think many teams have gone to Bamako and won against the Malian
our
national
best
team.
would be a draw.
We have to win. We have to find a way to win. We have to. It doesn't matter if it's 1-0. It doesn't matter if we don't play pretty. The coach has said that he wants to play good football. But ultimately, I know at the back of everything, results is what counts for the most.
Defenders have said that sometimes you want to look behind you and look at a goalkeeper who gives you confidence.
Yeah.
How important is this thinking?
It's crucial. It's crucial. Let me digress a little bit. If you remember the Champions League final between Real Madrid and Liverpool, the man of the match for me, Courtois. Vinicius scored the winning goal. However, I can tell you that it was Courtois who won the game for Real Madrid. Goalkeepers win you championships. Goalkeepers win you trophies. So it is crucial that at the end of everything, if you've been beaten on all fronts, your midfield has been bypassed, your defenders beaten, there must be a shot stopper.
A giant like Courtois.
Who you rely on. The David De Geas, the Courtois, the Van der Sars of the past. There were people that made important match deciding saves.
Gianluigi Buffon.
We've seen world-class goalkeepers.
Why are you not mentioning Onana?
Andrew Onana at the moment he's considered over 50 goals for Manchester United, so I won't particularly use him as an example right now because that defense, like the roof at Old Trafford, is leaking.
I beg, let's not go there before Man U fans start calling us. Yes, so that's the goalkeepers. What about your defenders?
For defenders, of course, the professor is injured. Dennis Odo is injured. I'll come to the list of injured players later on. But Gideon Mensah from Auxerre in France is in the squad. Ebenezer Annan from Novi Pazar in Serbia is also joining the squad. Mohamed Salisu, we all know his quality from his days at Southampton and still at Monaco. He is in the squad. Jerome Poku is playing in Turkey in Basak Sehir. And we have Abdul Momin from Rayo Vallecano. Alexander Jiku, the Rock of Gibraltar, our current Rock of Gibraltar, who plays in Fenerbahce in Turkey. Alidu Seidu from Stade Rennes. Tariq Lamptey from Brighton and Hove Albion make the defending contingent. So we had Baba Rahman out. He said categorically that he did not want to play, and sources even tell me that he has vowed not to wear the Ghana jersey again. He had a fantastic season in Greece with PAOK.
Yeah, I think he won their league.
They won their league. He was fantastic. Scored quite a number of goals for someone who plays as a fullback. His offensive play this season has been tremendous. I think he's in probably the best form of his life. And now
he refused to join the Black Stars
because of how the media, the fans have treated him in times past. Usually the team goes bad and everybody is quick to point a finger. Oh, Baba Rahman, you are the fault. And I think it's a collective failure of all of us.
Wow. That we are missing our very best when it comes to what? Is it a left back?
At this moment, I think he's a left back. Gideon Mensah has proved himself solid in that position. He makes the squad. But we have the absence of Baba Rahman, who I think at this moment could be very, very vital to our offensive play.
But Niakwe, let me find out from you. Footballers, are they supposed to be listening to us? Because we would insult them anyway. Why should what I said or what I go and post on Facebook worry Baba Rahman?
I think they know that there's criticism, but then there's constructive and there's destructive criticism. Sometimes when you criticize overly without any cause, you give the player a certain dip in confidence. Yes, so I think it's affected him negatively. I was at the Bavaria Stadium when he last played in Kumasi, and the boos and the GS every time he got on the ball when he was walking out of the game. It was, I mean, no matter how tough you are going to feel that. And that wasn't the first time. On social media especially, he's been ravaged across all platforms when things go bad for Ghana. So I think
We messed up our own player.
And it wasn't once, it was continuous. It was continuous. So I think he's had it and he's decided that I don't want to play for the national team. I'll just concentrate on club football and I'll do well for myself. And that's exactly what's happening.
If you want to join this conversation, 0544-321019, or you can even call in 0303-956641. Join us. The Black Stars list is out. What are your thoughts on this? And then you can also follow us on our social media platform, on X, on Facebook, on Instagram. It's at ZFMGH. On TikTok and YouTube, it's at Z Multimedia. The website is zmultimedia.com. We're discussing for top story today, the Black Stars list is out. And you just heard from Nian Kwei, the sportscaster. I think this is also what the coach had said. We messed Baba Rahman up. Now we're missing out on one of our very best defenders. Shame on all of us. Anyway, back to the list. Who else missed out and for what reason?
Well, Dennis Odoi missed out.
Okay.
He was one of the expected defenders for the list. Actually, we had 7 players missing due to injury, and they are all going to miss this doubleheader. Dennis Odoi missed out because he is injured and is recuperating. We have Baba Idrisu also. A lot of Ghanaians are very sad that he's missing out at the moment. And then Majid Ashimeru. And that's a big blow to the Black Stars because he's our most progressive ball player. He carries the ball forward. He makes the attack tick. In the absence of Thomas Partey, we saw what he did. But Partey is back, so maybe Ashimeru's absence won't be felt too much. We have Iñaki Williams, obviously, he's undergone surgery. Joseph Painsil also with a problem at the moment. Nathaniel Ejay, Dennis Odoi, and then Daniel Amate. So these are the players who are out through injury. In the defending department, as you were asking, Dennis Odoi.
Okay, so midfielders. Now let's go into our midfield.
So midfielders, of course, the star boy.
Mohamed Kudus
on the list.
My goodness.
Mohamed Kudus just won a goal of the season for the UEFA Europa League with West Ham United.
That goal against what, Besiktas?
It was against Freiburg.
The one he took the ball from the back end.
Yeah, fantastic goal by all standards. I mean,
like a Maradona kind of a thing.
He went through the spine of that team, took everybody apart, and like the commentator said, it was a thing of wonder. A very, very fantastic goal. If it was Lionel Messi who scored this goal,
by this time the reels would be all over the world.
Would have. But I mean, Mohamed Kudus is on a very upward trajectory, and I think we haven't seen the best of him yet. 14 goal contributions in his first season in England, and he said that there's more to come. He's now studied the terrain and knows what is to come. So I mean, he was half fit when he last played for Ghana at the AFCON. 2 goals in that game. Wow. Given the chance, he wasn't fully fit. He was recovering from an injury. West Ham didn't even want him to come to the tournament, but he came and showed the quality that makes him Ghana's current star boy. So he's in the team, and that means that there's hope for that individual moment of brilliance if we are to need it in these 2 games. Mohamed Kudus.
Would Kudus still be in West Ham by next season?
It's very, very unlikely because Liverpool are looking to trigger his £85 million release clause.
His release clause is 85 million.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's how important West Ham see him.
Of course. They are looking to replace him. They are looking to replace Mohamed Salah with Mohamed Kudus. I think that's the information reaching us in the background. but it looks like a very positive sign for Mohamed Kudus because it's not just Liverpool. There are other clubs who are also involved, and I think his management and his team are going to take their time to analyze the best option and where he's going to thrive the most. So Mohamed Kudus is in the team for the Black Stars, and as Nyama will be the other number 10 in that role. We have 2 players for that position. Enes Nyama will be in the team. We have Salis Abdul Samed from RC Lan, and we have Ibrahim Suleimana from Cagliari, Edmond Ado from Radniki in Serbia, Thomas Partey from Arsenal, who's making a return to the Black Stars. He will obviously be the metronome, the live wire in the heart of midfield who will dictate play. And of course, the opposition knows this, so he will be a marked man. He will need a very solid compatriot. We have Elisha Owusu from Auxerre in France, Abu Francis from Cercle Bruges in Belgium. That makes the midfielders list.
The midfield, it's been said that Ghana produces more midfielders than any other department of the game. So our strength is always in the midfield. What kind of formation are you expecting Coach Otuado to play, and who would be those midfielders that he's going to use?
Most likely, from the pattern of play of Coach Otuado, it's going to be a 4-2-3-1. I think it's going to be we have two solid players in every position. For the one top striker, we are looking at Antoine Semenyo, we are looking at Osman Bukari, and then Thomas Asante, who's also making his debut with the Black Stars. A lot of Ghanaians haven't seen much of him, but if you've been following European football keenly, you know that this man is certainly coming in with some big pace and quality.
The two that are going to be in front of the defense, because he said 4-2-3-1.
Yes.
Who will be the two from this your midfield list?
So we're going to have, with the two midfielders, usually have an attacking midfielder and a sweeper, somebody who mops up a typical number 6. But now football has even evolved, so even the number 6 has to be a passer of the ball. Like I said, your Busquets kind of player. You have to, because that's where the attack starts from. So somebody who makes the attack breathe. So we are looking at Thomas Partey, we are looking at Edmond Ado and Elisha Owusu on one side. And then we are also looking at Salis, Ibrahim Sulemana and Francis Abu, who will be any of whom will be the destroyer for the team. So one creative player and one player to mop up. So I think Thomas Partey and Salis are most likely to start for Ghana. But the backup is good. Edmond Ado is there. Elisha Owusu is there. They haven't been too impressive for the Black Stars. Ibrahim Suleiman and Francis Abu will be the backups for that position, and it's crucial because that is what holds the defense together with the attack.
Now let's go to the forwards.
So for the forwards, as you well know, the other Ayew brother is still in the list. We have Jordan Ayew making the squad. We have Abdul Isahaku from Leicester City. What a fantastic season he's also had.
They just came to the Premiership.
Yeah, so they've been promoted to the Premiership. We have Osman Bukari from Red Star Belgrade. We have Antoine Semenyo from Bournemouth, also a very, very good season, scored a fantastic goal against Liverpool. Jordan Ayew from Crystal Palace, Ibrahim Osman from FC Nordsjælland in Denmark. I've been keeping an eye on the Danish league because of him, and he's been fantastic. Kamaldeen Sulemana from Southampton, he hasn't played too much this season, but obviously his quality can never be understated. Lots of pace to burn. And in a difficult away match like this, where we will probably go on a counter-attack in Bamako, you may think that Kamaldeen Sulemana will be a very vital asset for the team. Thomas Asante Brandon, who's at West Bromwich Albion, fantastic season.
Never heard of him before.
Oh, you're going to see him. He's had a great season with West Brom. And then he's a good forward, not a world-class striker as of yet, but obviously showing all the signs and potential of one. So that is the forward lineup for the Black Stars.
So who are the new guys in this team?
So we have, like I mentioned, Brandon Thomas Asante making his debut, and Ibrahim Suleiman also from Cagliari making his debut. So yes.
Interesting list. Who do you think should have been in this list that is not here? Apart from Baba Rama, who said he won't come.
Well, Bernard Tekpeti, I think. Bernard Tekpeti has been overlooked consistently. Apart from him, I don't think there's any omission. I think looking at the injuries...
So this must be our very best.
At the moment, yes. At the moment, this should be our best. And we are going in full guns blazing. We've had some really patchy games in the last 10 matches. You know, the Black Stars have only won one. And it doesn't really look good for us.
Nyakwe, as a sports journalist, as a top sports journalist, let me find out, is this Black Stars good enough? Are we not still living on past glory? Hasn't football bypassed us and other teams? We lost to Comoros. In those days, we would have scored like 15-0 kind of thing. We lost to Comoros. Does that not mean that football has advanced and we are in the past and we're living on past glory? Is this team good enough to qualify for the World Cup? Put aside patriotism.
Okay.
Be a sports journalist. Look at the countries around us. How many are going from Africa to the World Cup?
We are going to have as many as 9.
Hey.
Yeah.
So the top 9 countries in on this continent. Yeah. Genuinely, you believe Ghana is one of them?
Top 9, yes, we may be one of them. We may, if it was top 5, I would have said an outright no. But top 9, we can. When the tables, the teams were drawn, the first thing I said was that the biggest opposition is going to be Mali. But as we found out when we went to Comoros, it's not going to be just Mali. Everybody wants a bite at the World Cup. Every nation wants to be there. But then again, you also have to cast your mind back to Qatar 2022, who were not the best in qualifying. We didn't even beat Nigeria. We qualified technically via an away goal. So the Black Stars, for a long period, I think since 2019, we haven't been the Black Stars. And even back then, you could see that we're gradually coming down on a downward spiral. And
what is the problem?
You asked about the other teams catching up with us. Yes, they have caught up with us. Now, Jerry, let's look at it objectively. In times gone by, in previous eras, you go way back to the 1993-1995 generation when the under-17 and the 20 World Cup started. And look at the Edu Tutuskeli, Bashiro Gambos, that generation coming all the way down to 2001 when Michael Essien and Suleiman Tari, Bernard Dombote played for the youth teams. We had a progressive plan. The core of these teams were promoted and they eventually turned out to be the Black Stars. You look at our first World Cup that we went to, let me narrow it down, because this could be a conversation that could be extended, but let me narrow it down. You look back at our first World Cup in 2006. Look at the core of that team. We had Asamoah Gyan, we had Michael Essien and Suleiman Tari, Stephen Appiah. They were products of 1999 and 2001 youth championships. Under 17, under 20, and we managed to progress them. Then, at the time, Ben Kofi, they had a development plan, a 5-year development plan, and they were able to groom those boys to qualify us for the World Cup. They went there and gave a very decent account of themselves. And that has been the core of the teams that have gotten us to the 2010 World Cup, the 2014 World Cup in Brazil.
Okay.
And then you see Asamoah Gyan has retired. They are fading out gradually. The old guard is out. What we fail to do as a nation is to build on our youth systems. You look at the current Black Star lineup, and the only person there to have even played under 17 is Mohamed Kudus.
Okay. So where are all the rest coming from?
So now, we what we are good at now, and I'm not saying it's this in a detrimental way, we look out there for the likes of Iñaki Williams. He's shining. He's been brought up by another country. Can we go and ask him to play for us? We see this player shining in this country. They haven't gone through the youth systems. And when you look at the football DNA of most of the countries that are progressing, you need to pass through these systems to be able to. You taste defeat at under 17, under 20. You know what it is. You feel the pain of patriotism. When you wear the jersey finally for the national team, you've been there, done that. You've had a few bad times, a few good times. So you are prepared to die for the country. Now we don't have that. The commitment of the players is questionable, if you ask me, because they haven't come through the system. They haven't been groomed psychologically. We are just looking at, Kobe Mainoo is shining for Manchester United.
Let's go and bring him.
Can we take a plane and go and talk to his parents to see whether he will play for us? Whilst we have not invested in their development. So when you have that, and you look at Iñaki Williams playing for Athletic Bilbao, and look at him playing for the Black Star, the commitment levels are different. So it's a lot of factors that have come together to cause us to be in this state with our men's football. We went to the World Cup, and that team that went to the World Cup, if they had been kept for even like 2 tournaments before the World Cup, they would have done amazingly well. We're leaking a lot of goals because the familiarity, the concept of fluidity was not there. They didn't gel as a unit. But we've done very well because Otto Addo took us to that World Cup, and he's the same man in charge. So at least there's some sense of continuity for the team.
Let me also, someone said, splendid orientation. So why do we always struggle to win our matches? Jerry, ask me for me. I think you're answering that question.
Yeah.
That we've not been a team for a while.
Yeah.
We've been a collection of good players.
Individual players. They are
players.
brilliant individually. But you come together and say, you see, you have to have a system. You have to have a system, a basic philosophy of how you are going to play. We said we are playing the agro kind of football. But, I mean,
We don't have the materials.
We have the material. The identity is not there. You see, coaching a national team, you don't get them for 6 months. You look at their individual styles of play and you try to maximize their characteristics in a particular system. And you look at the Black Stars, and Mohamed Kudus here can pull out a rabbit out of the hat, and Mohamed Kudus can give you that individual moment of brilliance that you want. You can look at Jordan Ayew, you get a penalty and you know he's going to score. But collectively, without Ashimeru, we wouldn't have even been able to do anything at the World Cup. Who's progressing the ball? Do you know each other's? Some of the teams can play blindfolded. And you look at the likes of Senegal, Morocco, and the other African teams, and what they have done. Look at Senegal. It didn't just happen. Look at Morocco. Look at their youth football. Most of the players are the core products of that. So when they get to the national team, they know
each other already.
That familiarity as a unit, we haven't gelled together. It's not there. And that's Otuado's biggest task. When you gel, it doesn't matter when you replace a player. Personnel change won't matter. But now we struggle for an identity. Mohamed Kudus has to drop so deep to sometimes the number 6, number 8 role to be able to take the ball. It's not supposed to be like that. In West Ham, they play a system where he's fed. In Athletic Bilbao, Iñaki Williams plays a system where he's fed. He understands the system. You look at Antoine Semenyo.
Bournemouth.
Against Liverpool, look at the kind of game. Because they are playing in systems they understand. So it's up to the coach now to patch together something that will make us productive. When Milovan Rajevac took us to the World Cup, we were calling ourselves a one-goal project. It was a very solid team, and you couldn't break them down easily. And that was our major strength. The midfield was strong. Kujua Samoa, Sule Ali, Muntarik, they could pass the ball, they could find a Samoajan, and they understood his movement because they played with him from the youth ranks. So we have a very, very limited amount of time, and this is a result-oriented business. We want to get to the World Cup. We have to find a way to patch a system together that will maximize the potential and get us to the World Cup.
Amazing. That's Nyakwe. Deep analysis here on Z in the Morning on Top Story. Today we're talking Black Stars. Nyakwe, before you go, I know today we caught you off guard. Predictions. What are the matches in the first place?
So we are going to play Mali.
We are going to Bamako first.
And
then come to Accra or Kumasi?
We are playing at the Bavaria Sports Stadium. I will be there for Z Sports. Yes. It's being arranged at the moment. So the team will be there for Z Sports. We'll cover that particular match and we'll bring you all the updates live from the Bavaria Sports Stadium.
Hopefully we would have brought a win or a good result from Mali.
We don't have to lose. You see, the margins are so small. Jerry, let me just give you an outlook of the table at the moment. The margins are so small on the log. Now, Comoros is number 1. They have 6 points after playing 2 games. They've won their 2
matches.
Games. So they are very determined and they have a very solid team. Their captain said that when they were meeting Ghana in previous years, when they had a Samoajan, they knew they stood no chance. They knew, even in their dressing room, that they were going to be beaten 4-0 and 5-0. And it was happening. But now, they look at this Ghana team and he said that the Ghana team is not strong. People attack Ghana now because they know we are vulnerable.
That's worrying.
Comoros, they have the mentality. They have 6 points. The way they outplayed us on the pitch in Moroni was serious. Mali is second with 4 points. Madagascar,
win, 1 draw.
1 win, 1 draw. And they have a goal difference of +4. Comoros has a goal difference of +5. Now, Madagascar is third, the same points as Ghana. They played 2 matches, they've won 1, lost 1. They have 3 points and a goal difference of +3. The goal difference I'm mentioning is crucial because Ghana has a goal difference of +1. So we don't just have to win comprehensively in Kumasi. We need a lot of goals. I think the game in Bamako is going to be very, very tough. The most important thing is that we don't have to lose because Mali will have to come.
And we'll beat them in Bavaria.
At the Bavaria Stadium. If you want to stand a chance, we don't have to lose. We are playing against 5 other teams. That is 30 points. 15 points home, 15 points away. Already we have dropped 3 in Moroni. We have to win all our home games, but this game at Bamako, we cannot lose. It is not negotiable. We must take at least a point. They'll be ragged. They won't allow us to win easily.
Who is Mali's top player?
Well, at the moment...
was that Liverpool guy there? Who is Mali's top player? Yeah, Naby Keita.
Naby Keita plays for Guinea.
Guinea.
He plays for Guinea at the moment.
But Mali,
you see, the thing about the Malians is that they don't have an individual star at the moment. They have a lot of players playing in the French league. And the key to their team success is that They were together at their youth levels. And they play a very familiar system. Most of the French clubs play in a particular manner. So, and they are robust. They are able to apply it on the African terrain.
Taller than us.
So, playing Mali is not about marking anybody out. It's about facing the physicality. The atmosphere in Bamako is going to be very, very hostile. They won't be nice to us because they would need to take the 3 points as well. They know how crucial it is. If we lose in Bamako, we've thrown 6 points out of the possible 15 away points. Where are you going to get them from? We don't have we don't have the luxury of a playoff that you say, oh, I'm second and I'm going to. It cannot be in our calculation.
Neil Quaid, Sportscast star, right here on Z in the morning. This has been an amazing discussion. Thank you so much, my brother, for coming through. Please keep us there posted. I'm sure tomorrow you'll be here with more information. So this has been Top Story right here on Z in the morning.